This week we find an excellent permit scheme park up in the Trossachs and enjoy the stunning beauty of the area before heading off to our favourite Scottish campsite. But first, welcome to our channel. We are retired couple Kath and Sue and have been travelling and living in our motorhome for over 2 years. We started this adventure as 4, but we have sadly recently lost Archie, our brave old boy, and now continue as 3 with our loyal little girl Fudge. As the summer ends and the autumn begins, we cherish the happy memories and look forward to more memorable moments with Fudge by our side. Hello and welcome back. Now we have finally made it to Scotland and we are parked up on the Three Forest Drive, which is not far from Aberfoyle. This time of year they have a permit scheme, so we are staying here for 2 nights and it really is just to park up on this driveway. And I think for the 2 nights it's costing us something like £8.40. Now of course there's no facilities, so you need to make sure you've got your own facilities on board, and for us make sure we've got sufficient, probably the biggest thing is toilet capacity for a couple of nights stay. But look at this, we're in absolutely glorious countryside. So Fudge and I are hopping off for a little walk. Well, I've stepped off the path, the main track, and onto this path through the woods, and it's really thick woods and it's so peaceful. You cannot hear a road anywhere. So anyway, we're just gonna follow our noses and explore. Cool, look at this, Fudge. Hey. I mean, it's definitely a path, isn't it? Where are we going? Bit squidgy underfoot. Ugh. Very squidgy underfoot. Well, the Three Forest Drive is part of the Loch Lomond and Trossachs National Park, so it's managed by them. And you pay this permit fee, and you can just go online and pay it for however many nights, and you'll get an allocated, designated motorhome parking bay. They're all situated down the driveway. Don't know how far they go. I've walked down the track with Fudge and we've walked into this. This is a camping area, but look at the view. That's the first view you get of Loch Lomond, which as far as I can tell is the second loch on the Three Lochs Drive. And the absolute magnificence of all the trees all around me. I mean, they are so tall. I would imagine they're ancient Scottish pine just by looking at them. I might be wrong because I'm definitely not a, what would you call it, botanist? But it's just gorgeous, it's just gorgeous. If you get the opportunity, if you've got a camper van, or even if you've got a tent, and you get the opportunity to come somewhere like this, highly recommend it. Now that permit scheme works all the way through from, I think it's something like the 1st of May till the 30th of September. It still remains open after that, because when we were here last year, we came down, it must have been an October time, and then there's no charge. They do close the gates at night. I think they lock the gates about 4 o'clock, and that's the same right up until when the whole thing closes down. You can always walk in this area because you can walk without a problem, but I have a feeling it's the end of October that they actually close the gates then for the winter. Well, good morning. We have woken up to an absolute banger of a day. Look at this. And just look at that view behind us. So today, Sue's plotted us a route and we're going to go for a long walk. Well, I think it's about 11 miles. And it's not such hard because we're not going up that hill. we're just going to be walking around some of the lochs here, and I think a loch and a reservoir. So, well, let's go and enjoy the day. This is the start of our 11-mile route, so we're still looking quite fresh at the moment. Sue's mapped it out, and I think it's going to be quite easy walking, so although it's 11 miles, it shouldn't be too bad. The only problem is that the last couple of miles are going to be uphill, aren't they? But yeah, we'll be fine. Well, this is our first glimpse of Loch Drunkey, and part of the walk will take us around part of the perimeter of this, and then across country towards another, I think it's a reservoir. I'll find out when we get there. We're looking out for ospreys then. Well, we're an hour and a half into our walk now, and we've just hit a small trail which is through a wooded area. So far we've been on pretty good tracks. Go on then. Go on then, on you go. Go on, you can go. Oh, silly. Bits of this trail are actually quite wet, so you can tell how much rain they've had over the summer. Well, this beautiful spot has been deemed as a suitable lunch spot, so Sue and I are going to enjoy our lunch now. We stopped for lunch, there were a couple of people fishing, so we just sat on the wall at the end of the reservoir. It's actually Loch Drunkey, but a reservoir. I can't figure that out. And now we're heading off, but there is nobody on this path. It's really remote, it's lovely. Well, just me, Fudge and Sue. Looks like we're finally about to emerge from this wasteland. That is wasteland around here, look, where they've been doing all the foresting. Obviously we used to be all forest and they've cut them away. But just ahead of us there appears to be a little bridge, man-made. So out of the wilderness and back into a smidgen of civilization. That's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Well, we've just come across that little footbridge and had our first glimpse of Loch Venica, and I think the walk is now going to take us along one of the shores, which will no doubt be very pretty. Look, I'm going to show you something now, and it makes me hopping mad. This place is absolutely beautiful. But look what's down here. So somebody has come here, they've carried all those things here, they've had a good time, and they've just left them. I am so mad. Oh. Sue's laughing at me now. I'm mad, very mad.
What are you doing up there, Kath?
I've been caught short a little bit, so I need a wee. I need to hide, and I don't need the camera on me. Well, that was an absolutely fabulous walk. And I'm now sitting in the sunshine looking at a rather spectacular view. Now, this is our last day here. Tomorrow we'll be moving on, and we're not quite sure where to yet. We'll be heading north, so we'll start searching now where we might like to be tomorrow. Good morning. Look at this! We're in Scotland! What another glorious day to wake up to, and I think it's forecast to be this beautiful all day today. Now, we are moving on from here today. We have some jobs to do. We need to find somewhere to empty our chemical waste toilet, or I've got to change the cassette over, but we've got 2 more nights park-ups coming up, so I want to try and empty that somewhere. We think we found somewhere in Perth. We need to do some shopping, so that ties in quite nicely with that. And then, as I said, we've got another couple of park-ups coming up, and it may be possible to get a swim. We'll have to find out. Anyway, we'll see you as we meander on to our next location. It was a slow ride out of the Three Lochs Forest Drive as we passed hundreds of people walking for Lochan Campsite. Everyone was in good spirits, with many people waving as we crawled past them. Smiles all round. Now we are stopping to do a bit of a food stock up, and en route is Perth, and we have just been at the park and ride. They've got a chemical waste disposal point which is absolutely free to use, installed by Perth and Kinross Council. How cool is that? Well, so much for a couple of nights of park ups. They were just too busy, overcrowded. I suppose today is the last Saturday in August, and it's a beautiful day. So we have fallen back on our favourite. We were due to be here in a couple of days anyway. We'd always planned to be at Glenmore for our birthdays, which are coming up. They've squeezed us in for an extra couple of days right at the start of our stay, for which we are so grateful, because here we are back in familiar territory, our number 1 favourite campsite. Now, is there any wonder why this is our favourite campsite? Because just a short stroll from the campsite itself and you're out on this glorious loch. Now, I've taken myself away from the busiest part, the beach, and come round a bit further in the woods and round here, and I'm pretty much by myself. Good morning. Now, weather's not quite as nice today. It's cloudy, I can see some blue skies, but the wind's got up a little bit. Sue's out running with Fudge. I'm going to do a few chores around here to make this a little bit more homely. Well, not really, but to put the carpet down, because over the next few days I think we're going to get a bit of rain on and off, and it'll just stop rubbish going into the van. And I've planned a route, so we are going to go for a walk later today. I think the peak's called Bhuachaille. I think that's how you say it. But it's going to be about a 6-mile walk later on today. In the meantime, let's get on with these morning jobs. And now I could cook my breakfast. Wouldn't this be nice if it was smelly vision? I can tell you, this smells delicious. What do you think? Perfect. So we're starting off our walk to Bhuachaille on the yellow route, which brings us out opposite the reindeer centre, and then we pick up a trail and we're heading, and I've just lost sight of the mountain that we're heading towards. But anyway, I'm sure you'll get the picture as we get a bit closer. Well, we've been walking uphill for quite a while now and I'm out of breath already. And we still haven't had, since the very start, we still haven't had a view of Meall, and I think that's because the walk is, up to this point at least, all the way through woodland. Although you can see where they've been doing some deforestation just behind this row of trees here. Anyway, even Sue's hot, she's taken her jacket off, wrapping it round her waist. We often say we're in different climates. Anyway, onwards and upwards. I'm not sure whether you can see whether this camera makes out, but just between those trees up there is, I think, where we're headed. There you can see as we start to emerge from the trees, there's a big hill in front of us. It's not a Munro, it falls a long way short of a Munro at something like 840 metres. But for this old bird in her 50s, it's good enough for me. Well, we're still on the main track heading up, but we've just come across a little footbridge, which is just over this little stream. Sue's crossed this stream before, not on the footbridge, but running. She said the water was much higher, so she had to navigate it. Shame she didn't know about the footbridge. Ah, look. Tiny little stream today. That'll be a torrent, I guess, in a few weeks' time. You can see that the stream runs all the way down this little glen.
Brightest sky I have ever seen, the most colorful one like a dream. You wake me up with a new white smile, and I know I'm truly alive. I wanna save every moment now. Hold tight my love, we got this one right.
Just a few moments ago, I was in a t-shirt and the wind really hits you when you get to the top. And now look at me, it's like the middle of winter.
Listening, I confess, I let you in on everything, even the fact that I'm obsessed. I don't scare you too much, babe. I wish to flatter, not alienate. Since I met you, my life's like a train, running smooth, I've been made for you. And when no one is listening,
It smells nice.
I confess, I let you in on everything, even the fact that I'm obsessed. The fact that I'm obsessed with you.
Well, the final part of this absolutely beautiful, I nearly did trip. I should be watching my feet. Anyway, the final part of this walk takes us back down the logging way and past the Green Loch. So we'll have a quick glimpse of that as we pass. Sue's just told me she fancies a cold beer and a packet of crisps when she gets back. And I said, oh, I fancy. And she said, I know, a cup of tea and a biscuit. You can probably see through the trees, we are just getting a glimpse now of the Green Lochan, or the Emerald Lochan, whatever you call it. It really is quite a spectacle. We've lost Fudge. Oh, here she comes. Hello. Hiya. Hiya. You saying hello to the camera? Yeah. Because lots of people picnic down there, she's shut off. There's probably a stray crumb or half a crisp, and she will seek it out.
The fact that I'm obsessed with you.
Here we are. Back home. I think she enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did. Very nice. Apart from the way up and we had all the
The midges.
midges.
Well, we did make it back, and it was a really nice walk. I don't know how far it was. I'm going to have a look at my watch in a minute, but we're going to sit down. We might not pick the camera up again till tomorrow. Time for a rest, I think. Well, after resting our weary legs, we really didn't pick up the camera again. We could have done a bit more filming today, except we woke up to a very wet, drizzly day, and it's been like that all day. And when I check back on the footage that we've got, we've rather a lot. So I think that's a good time to stop this video. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.